CatSynth TV.
Hey everybody, CatSynth TV, and we are taking a deep look at some of the features of the new MicroFreak synthesizer from Arturia. The first things one notices are the unique industrial design of the instrument and the touchplate keyboard, which is quite sensitive and supports velocity and polyphonic aftertouch. The heart of the MicroFreak is its digital oscillator section, which supports 12 different types of sound synthesis. There is a multimode analog filter, a range of standard CV sources including envelopes, LFO, and sequencer and arpeggiator, and a versatile modulation matrix. Before we go into detail on the oscillator section, let's listen to a few of the presets. Okay, now let's focus on the oscillator. As mentioned earlier, there are 12 different modes for the oscillator covering 12 different types of sound synthesis. Some are bespoke algorithms from Arturia, while others are provided by mutable instruments and will be familiar to anyone who has used the Platts. Please do check out our Platts video, linked in the card above. There are 4 controls for the oscillator, 1 to select the synthesis type, and 3 dimensions of control that are different for each type. Okay, now we're going to look at each of them and their various degrees of freedom. First, we will press the preset button 3 times to get the default patch. Let's try that again. And we will set the instrument to paraphonic mode, which allows us to use the 4 oscillators for separate simultaneous pitches in some modes. Selecting a synthesis type brings up its name and a cute graphic on the OLED screen. The first one is Basic Wave. You can see there's an adorable little graphic with lab equipment for the 3 parameters and their names per type. The wave parameter morphs between different waveform types: sawtooth, square, triangle, and sine. The morph parameter controls the symmetry of the waveform. And finally, you can control the level of the sub-oscillator associated with the waveform. The next type is Superwave, which can also be found in the Arturia Mini Brute and Pigments. The timbre parameter sets the amount of detune between the 2 waves and allows for a very fat waveform sound. Now Now, Super works best with sawtooths, but as you can hear in these examples, it also produces some interesting effects with sine waves as well as squares. Okay, the next type is Wavetable. The wave parameter allows you to switch between different built-in wavetables, while timbre allows you to change the position within each. The shape parameter adds a chorus effect. The next type is Harmonics, a simple form of harmonic-based additive synthesis. The first parameter sets the number of harmonics. Adding more creates a richer timbre. The timbre knob controls the shape and contour of the harmonic spectrum. Yeah, this model seems to get a little shrill sometimes, but once you tame it, you can get some really interesting sounds. The next type is Karplus-Strong, a physical modeling type that is used for creating plucked string sounds. It has parameters for string position, which allows you to change the timbre of the sound, as well as a control for the length of the decay of the string. Now, one unique feature of this Karplus-Strong implementation is that it also has a control to simulate bowing. The next model is Virtual Analog. It's quite similar to basic waves, but it has additional controls for inharmonicity, shaping of the wave, and once again, chorus. The next model is Waveshaper, which modifies a signal with complex wavetable functions. You can choose the waveshape function, and both the amount and symmetry of the waveshaper. The next type is a simple 2-operator FM model, similar to the 4-op and 6-op we find in, say, Yamaha synthesizers, but much simpler and easier to wrap one's head around. Yeah, that's some classic FM craziness right there. These bell sounds are a hallmark of FM synthesis. The next model, formant, allows you to shape sounds using vowel filters. Okay, so I'm actually going to depart from the oscillator demo for a moment to show the modulation matrix. In particular, we're going to set the polyphonic aftertouch to control the morph between vowel models. Adding this control really shows what the formant filters are capable of. Okay, the next oscillator type is chords, which pretty much is what it says. It's a series of different types of harmonic chords that you can play with single keys. By stacking them in paraphonic mode, you can get some really complex chords. This next one's a lot of fun. It's a voice synthesizer, a lot like an old speak and spell.
Frequency, frequency, frequency.
The different parameters set different vocabulary types, such as words or even individual letters, and other parameters change the quality of the voice. The final type is modal synthesis, a form of physical modeling used to create percussive and sometimes bell tones. Okay, we've dialed in a really cool bell tone now. Let's play it a bit. Okay, that concludes our detailed look at the oscillator section of the Arturia MicroFreak. For more details, please visit arturia.com. Thanks for watching. Check out more at www.catsynth.com and please subscribe to CatSynth TV.